Alright everyone, welcome back to the Road to 2000 series. We're going to play another rapid game here. Coming into this game at 1528. This will actually be for my highest rating ever. My highest rating was a 1529 and I got that a couple of months ago, so play a trusty Caro-Kann, and if we win the game then we're the highest rapid rating we ever have been, which is a nice achievement. We're playing Lucia Madara 223 from Serbia. And yeah, let's play like this first, like we usually do. We're always threatening this. I think we too should do the exact same thing. Set up this pin right here. And pre-move this, I guess, since it's safe. I doubt that's what the opponent's going to do, though. Alright, so opponent does attack, so we're just going to give it up. And just go here, and now we're nice and solid. And we'll do this pre-move again, but it's probably not going to happen. Alright, opponent castles, we were right, it did not happen. So very much thinking this. Yeah. I think we're just gonna go here, and that gives me a chance to put my knight here if we want to. We'll play this pre-move again, it is safe. The way pre-moves work is on chess.com, if you pre-move it takes 0.01 seconds, or no, 0.1 second, 0.1 second. Whereas on Lichess, it doesn't take any time actually. So I'm wondering, do I go here? I really don't see much of an advantage to going here, whereas over here, I actually do kind of see an advantage. Alright, let's do this. We're going to castle. And then this pawn is kind of weak here. We'll see what happens. Alright, so we're going to continue with castling, and we'll pre-move this capture here. Doesn't really matter. Time's pretty equal. And yeah, there's not too much to comment on here. It's a very normal Caro-Kann structure. So here we have a question of, do we just take with the knight? I think we do take with the knight. So we take here. If this happens, then we take. Yeah, okay. Yep, and we want to threaten this pawn right here. Okay, so now we have something like this. Queen out to b6. Gotta really hold down tight when I go there. We also could thrust our knight up in here, but I think that would just induce a rook moving over. Here, I'm not sure what this does, because the opponent can just come here with the knight, so I don't think I want to go there. So maybe it's good to just improve this rook, because this pawn can't go anywhere, so this bishop's not opening up. So let's bring the rook to a more active square. Now maybe we can do that because, what's this? Okay. So opponent's setting that up. I think what we can do is just go here. this is our only move here. And we're gonna get this. We gotta push. This way I don't lose the rook, by the way, if you're wondering, like what, this is kind of scary. It's just, I don't want to lose my rook, because if I don't play that, okay. So, I think now what I want to do is I want to just take this all the way back home. Now this defends this a little better. We can come out here, maybe win a pawn. Although, we might have to kick this knight out first, because this is a scary, scary thing. Actually, I don't know what happens if bishop just comes right back here. Okay, I would say let's kick it out first, but now the pawn can't actually go here, so let's do this. Attack the knight. And I think we do kind of have to figure out what we're going to do about this. But actually, I might be able to just take right here, now that I think of it. Because takes, then takes with check, and then you win a pawn again. Let's see what my opponent plays. Still plenty of time on the clock to calculate a critical position. I think my opponent just has to move the knight back. And then maybe I do just take this pawn. Let's see what my opponent does. Well, my opponent could do this too. Then I think we do kick this out. Time is about to equalize. I think I'd say I kind of want to take this knight. I'm not sure if that actually is a free knight though. So I'm thinking of playing knight here. I don't really think this knight's that powerful. Let's do this. I think I might trade queens here. Maybe I missed something. I'm just gonna play this because I think we have to. Maybe I mean, I don't know. How does that queen get in? This bishop is very well placed down here. Could do this. actually don't know what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to do this because there's actually now this. Well, I don't know. Let's just keep playing. I'm very confused by this position. I feel like I'm on the cusp of getting absolutely crushed, but he has one piece hanging, he has this piece hanging, I could come up with my rook, he just pushes and I think I fork and take this bishop. Get rid of that piece, and then the queen is, like, the queen needs this bishop to help. Yeah, I don't know. This is a very good game. 5 minutes left. Okay, I have 4 minutes. Let's see what the opponent comes up with. I'm trying to make it so this pawn's actually a thorn, but what he wants to do is use this as the old-fashioned lolly mate. If he could get that queen to this square, he'd be a pretty, well, actually with this bishop here, it's a little helpful. That's why I played that move, so that this move was no longer an option, because then he could trade off this useful bishop. But now there is no bringing the bishop here, because it's just hanging. So opponent's taking some time. The knight can't really come in here because I can take with the queen and the bishop. So the knight is just kind of paralyzed here. But I also don't really want to take it because it's a whole move, and a move in this, like this position, such an intense position like this, a move is very, very important. So maybe now I actually can take the knight. Or maybe I should I fork first? Let's fork first. I just don't like this bishop. I really want it gone, because if this queen is all over here by its lonesome and can't get to h6, I gotta feel... Okay, now I think I'm gonna take the knight. Because this knight was about to actually come in here after some trades, and we can look at it in the analysis, but right now we are gonna take here. Queen takes. Now, is there a way I can somehow deflect that queen? I don't think so. But I think most of this is over now. But we're running out of time. So let's take here. Let's come in here. Maybe we can get to this square. Queen can still not come in here, which is very good for me. This bishop was very well placed this whole game. Even though it's not a really offensive piece, but like the thing is, oh, hang on. So there's check. And now since the rook is pinned, let's bring this up and threaten this. So that bishop served its purpose. Now it's on a better diagonal. The queen can't get to this square because the rook can't move. Is this checkmate? Yes, it is checkmate. Okay. Well, 1536. My opponent wants to rematch. I'm just gonna say no and try to be respectful about it. But I'd like to go to the analysis because I thought that was a really, really well played game, and to get up to our highest rating ever, 1536. And we played at 79% accuracy to the opponent's 61% accuracy. It was a very tense position, but we were able to get the advantage. I wonder what this mistake is right here. I made two pretty big mistakes. No blunders, but two mistakes. So we'll see what those are. What does the computer say we played like? 1650. So that's been a pretty common theme recently. Play like a 1650. Alright, let's take a look at the game. So we went with the trusty Caro-Kann to push us over the top. It's an exchange variation. And we played just very normally. A very easy opening, the Caro-Kann. You can see I always place my knight right there on c6, unless the opponent does this. And for some reason, there hasn't been a advanced variation. I don't see the advanced variation. It's the variation that I would play against the Caro-Kann. But I don't see as many nowadays. But if the pawn obviously goes to h3, then you just keep your bishop on f5, and this bishop is strong. So it's kind of like a French, but like the pawn formation is kind of like a French, but you actually get the bishop out. It's not the dreaded light square bishop of the French bishop. And then you can always just give this up because this knight just can become super powerful really quick. And then you get this very, very strong structure. No point for the knight to capture here because you can just take back with the queen. Which means that you don't have to worry too much about any early opening tactics. And this is a very good move. Yeah, just bring your bishop out on a nice scope. We know that this bishop right here would ultimately become the hero bishop. Opponent plays d4. Okay. So bringing the queens out to offer a trade. That actually does make sense because I said that I didn't want the knight on f6 because it didn't really make much sense for it to really go anywhere because of the queen. But if I would have just traded the queens and gotten the knight out, then it actually does have some long-term possibility. But this is all good too. We castle, so I guess trading would have been better. Okay, we didn't take with the right piece there. That's not consequential, but something to think about. Yeah, I thought this move was too slow for my opponent. F5, wow. Okay. Show the moves for F5 real quick. Maybe with the anticipation of coming up here, but I don't get it. Okay, so opponent goes here, and yeah, then that actually does make sense now a lot more, but I still didn't find it. And we put the bishop back, which the engine doesn't like, but it wanted to go all the way back, just it wanted to go back here. I kind of like it over here. I think it ended up serving its purpose over here and helping me win the game. But the engine has its own opinions. So should I have just taken this knight right away? Okay, I should have just taken the knight right away. Here we do this. Okay. Oh yeah, that's true actually. Because since the bishop's here, I didn't actually have to play that move because I would have survived. Alright. Now yeah. Okay. Inaccuracy. Yeah, that didn't make much sense to me. We throw in the fork first because we want to have access to taking this bishop. And now it's really starting to work out. Now that strong bishop, because the queen can't deliver a checkmate on its own. You see here that my pawns are all in light squares. My opponent just has the most firm control of the square. Maybe here, opponent could have thought about. Oh no, actually, they can never get in here because of the bishop. That's right. Yeah, see, I think the bishop here on this square is awesome because at this rating, 1500, even though it could be strong to some, I don't know how to get the queen in here to deliver a checkmate. So this light square or dark squared bishop is saving the day really, because my dark square control is so bad. But then there's just this bishop. Let me do this. Okay, so the engine liked that move. I'm glad. I thought centralizing would be good. And then my opponent just played a series of bad moves here, so this gives me that. So disconnects the queen from the Vizier, and it sets up a pin, so it gives me a chance to check, and unless this rook goes here, and then of course I'm just going to trade down and use my extra piece to win. But it never even gets there because the opponent doesn't. Oh, yeah, taking the bishop the other way would have been good too. I just started seeing queen here, and then I guess it could come over here and get out. That would have at least won some material, but opponent blundered checkmate and won, which, it happens. And yeah, we get the win, and let's go to my profile real quick. I joined January 13th, 2021. That is not when I first started playing chess, but alright, and then we come to Rapid. We'll see that, lo and behold, highest 1536, April 27th, 2024. And I wish I could, actually, I could have just seen the uploads from there, but I wish I could play more. I'll show you most of the videos that I'm showing you are actually games I'm playing, but yeah, I live a busy life. I think I'm going to play some Blitz though, and in that case, I'll start compiling some footage for maybe like an hour-long video of Blitz games, 1300 Blitz players. So that plus analysis, and yeah, I think I can make some episodes of that too. So stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe, and we got another win, highest ever. Still going to keep climbing to 1500 or to 2000. Bye.